Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a topic that is absolutely vital, honestly make or break, for anyone involved in digital governance or public sector portals. We're talking about achieving STQC compliance through the GIGW framework. Our goal today is to completely demystify these guidelines. We're going to figure out exactly why so many government websites fail their audits, and more importantly, how you can guarantee yours doesn't. We're going to save your team a ton of headaches in the process. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the compliance illusion, figure out why good websites fail, look at accessibility and usability gaps, then security and governance flaws. After that, I'll give you a 5-step readiness roadmap. And finally, we'll talk about actually passing your STQC audit.
All right, section 1, the compliance illusion, because looks really aren't everything.
So picture this practical scenario from our source material. A government department launches a completely redesigned citizen service portal. It's totally responsive, it's visually stunning, all their online services are seamlessly integrated. The team is thrilled, popping champagne, right? But then the GIW assessment happens and the portal absolutely bombs. Why? Basically because of missing alt text on images, PDFs that aren't readable by screen readers, weak heading structures, and some outdated contact info. And this brilliantly illustrates the massive difference between a functional website and a fully compliant website. Functionality focuses on a responsive layout and visual appeal, but compliance? That requires that the site is accessible to absolutely all citizens, that the content is strictly governed, and the configurations are securely locked down. Functionality is really just one piece of the puzzle. Moving on to section 2, why good websites fail, small compliance gaps. So what exactly is a GIGW audit finding? Basically, it's any observation identifying a gap between a website and the guidelines, covering accessibility, usability, security, content governance, and technical compliance. The massive paradigm shift you need to make here is understanding that government websites almost never fail GIGW audits because of huge, complex technological disasters. Nope, they fail because of small, overlooked compliance gaps. It is always the little things that get you. And the standard you really need to be targeting right now is GIGW 3.0. These updated guidelines evaluate multiple, deeply interconnected aspects of a portal. It's not just about passing a functional acceptance test anymore. It's about citizen experience, deep information architecture, and rigorous technical standards. Section 3, accessibility and usability gaps. Let's talk about the common roadblocks. Assessors have actually identified a very specific top 25 list of common audit findings. If you can master these 25 items, you are well on your way to certification. We are going to chunk these out rapidly, starting with the accessibility roadblocks. Here are the major accessibility gaps that always trip teams up. Missing alt text? That means visually impaired users relying on screen readers get literally zero context for your images. Poor keyboard navigation means users who rely on the tab key are completely stuck. If your color contrast is too low, visually challenged citizens just can't read your text. Then there are PDFs. Circulars and documents often lack OCR parsing, meaning assistive systems can't read them at all. Forms often lack proper labeling, and relying on visual-only CAPTCHAs literally locks disabled users out of submitting information. Guys, these aren't just technical errors, they're massive barriers to citizen access. Let's move to usability and see how this builds up. When you skip heading hierarchies, like jumping from an H1 straight to an H3, you ruin readability and search engine structure. Dead, broken internal links entirely break the citizen's search path. Missing XML sitemaps? You're hiding from search engines. If your menus change arbitrarily from page to page, or if you don't have breadcrumbs, users completely lose their location within nested subpages. Add in a weak search function or rigid mobile scales that break layouts on a smartphone, and you have a recipe for immense citizen frustration. Section 4. Security and governance flaws. These are the critical flaws to avoid. Content governance is where a lot of teams get surprisingly sloppy. Leaving expired notifications or an old office address online actively destroys the trustworthiness of your portal. You must have a clear privacy policy disclosing data logging along with explicit terms and conditions. Failing to supply updated grievance officer contacts or an accessibility declaration straight up violates core mandates. And without a defined content review process to regularly archive old content or proper metadata for search indexing, your website quickly turns into an unmanageable digital graveyard. Now, when it comes to security flaws, failing to enforce HTTPS universally or running mixed insecure assets degrades connection trust immediately. If you lack crucial security headers like CSP or HSTS, you are leaving your portal wide open to clickjacking and cross-site scripting attacks. Add in slow performance from bloated scripts, missing documented disaster recovery schedules, and a failure to run periodic vulnerability assessments and penetration testing, or VAPT, and your portal's defenses are effectively unvalidated. Section 5. The 5-Step Readiness Roadmap. This is your structured framework. So the crucial point is this specific 5-step GIGW readiness framework. If you implement this systematically, you will resolve those gaps. Step 1. Perform a comprehensive gap assessment against GIGW 3.0. Step 2. Validate your accessibility controls. Actually test that keyboard navigation yourself and check those PDF color ratios. Step 3. Review technical security by conducting standard FAP and fixing those headers. Step 4. Strengthen your content governance by updating your privacy declarations and archiving old data. And Step 5. Conduct a pre-STQC assessment, basically an internal fire drill to confirm you are truly ready. Finally, Section 6. Passing your STQC audit and achieving certification. Think of this framework as your ultimate pre-flight checklist. Before you even think about submitting an application for official STQ certification, you need to ensure this self-assessment baseline is fully satisfied. GIGW provides this compliance framework, and STQ conducts the actual certification based on it. If your accessibility, technical security, and governance aren't all showing green across the board, do not schedule your audit yet. I really want to highlight this powerful quote directly from our sources today. Technical security alone cannot compensate for poor accessibility or weak governance practices. This is such a critical reminder. You can build an absolute fortress of cybersecurity, but if a visually impaired citizen can't submit a form, your site is a failure under GIGW guidelines. True compliance requires a fully balanced, holistic approach that is built directly into the website's DNA from day one. Which leaves us with this final thought for you to take back to your teams. Look at your current portal and ask yourself, is your portal truly serving all citizens or just the ones who can easily navigate it? That human element is the ultimate purpose of STQC compliance. It's about empowering absolutely everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Go use these frameworks, close those gaps, and